the volume good enough for you guys in
It's
your
good.
headphones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
You ready?
Hmm?
Is it live? Or?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'll tell you when your mics are on.
Okay. Who was that?
Mm-hmm.
You can't even repeat what he said.
I'ma block my husband already.
And you can't repeat what he wrote.
No, I can't.
It's Blank and Blank Jr. You could say.
So like towards the end, I'll just lower the music a little and I'll put your mics live. In a
Okay.
little bit.
Were you taking this back?
Yeah.
Well, we I don't know. 'Cause I put it in. She got it.
I got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So when you come back, it should connect automatically, I suppose. And probably ain't gonna stick no more, but it sounds good. We have to one on the wall.
See, you made fun of my song,
I'm
and
put
you,
your mics
thought
still
it-
live, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was Coronas.
and you bopping to it. Meanwhile, like Whitney. Good morning. This is the second episode of the DMZ, the Demilitarized Zone. Today I have a special guest, my first guest on this podcast, and it is Desiree Ambrose, my
Hi,
sister.
everybody. Oh, sorry.
You could say it's fine. You're gonna be sorry. This is the first guest I had, and this is what the show is about: bringing different perspectives. And I have a lot of conversations with my sister. We argue back and forth a lot, respectfully. We can agree to disagree, and we talk about a range of topics, politics, day-to-day things, everyday life. Me and her go back and forth at her house, and it is something that we do. So welcome, Desiree.
Good morning. Thank you.
And just to get right into things in politics, Super Tuesday was huge. It was last Tuesday. And a lot of things has happened in politics with the presidential candidate on the Democrat side. So Super Tuesday's results was Biden overall took a majority of the 14 states. He got 7 out of 14 states. And it was predicted that Bernie Sanders would be Bernie Sanders would come out right away and take over a majority of the states. And I think that it had a lot to do with, Representative Clyburn from South Carolina. He endorsed Joe Biden the day before Super Tuesday, and that gave him the big pushover. That gave him the black vote. I think it would be different for, Joe Biden's campaign, just because he didn't have the resources, he didn't have the funding. Bernie Sanders does a lot of grassroots funding, and Joe Biden has less funding than Bernie Sanders. His campaign is not as put together. Him being a vice presidential candidate is kind of another theme of a mess. And I talked about last week how the DNC is not putting forward their leadership roles. Another big upset was Mike Bloomberg. He spent $550 million to get American Samoa was the only delegates that he won, which is a victory for the American people. Just because it's a victory for the American people, just because you cannot buy an election, and that shows. It shows what the American people stand for. It shows that people have values over dollar bills. And when you look at the money that Mike Bloomberg has spent, it's not It's nothing to him. He could care less about losing $550 million.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But, you know, I want to say, too, even for Bloomberg, I know that he has created a lot of jobs with his campaign, which was huge. But he also dedicated the rest of his campaign to whoever ended up being the...
He's supporting Joe.
He's going to give his resources, but I think that hurt Bernie Sanders a little bit, too.
A lot of it.
Because he didn't want to take the resources that were afforded to him. So, I mean, it's kind of like, I understand, you know, you're trying to stand on the principle, but if you want to win in this race, you got to have money, and that's the obvious thing.
But Bernie is a bully.
You think Bernie is a bully?
Absolutely. You never heard of Bernie Bros?
I don't.
Bernie Bros are bullies. He did it to Hillary Clinton in 2016. He's turning the wheels now. He's doing it to Joe Biden.
I don't think
absolutely. He's getting Joe Biden now. You have big businesses backing you. Big business is the devil. It's not true.
Well, the only thing I will say about that is that Bernie Sanders is talking about the organic part of his campaign. He's saying, look at me, I'm doing this on my own. I don't have big business telling me what to do, because you know, once you take money from big business, you have to do something. There is no free lunch.
Bernie want a free lunch. No, that's the problem. It's crazy.
There is no free lunch.
Bernie want a free lunch, though. He want it for everybody. And I'm not one of the people.
What's wrong with free lunch for everybody?
The money's got to come from somewhere. Yeah, free lunch ain't free.
That's right.
The thing with Bernie Sanders is, with a capitalist country, you need the big business. You need it. And
I wholeheartedly agree with you.
But he doesn't. Him and Elizabeth. The same thing with Elizabeth Warren. She is against.
Yes, that's right.
Elizabeth Warren is against billionaires. When you attack and you make billionaires the enemy, of course you're not going to have the back end. I loved Elizabeth Warren. She held on. She didn't even win her own state superintendent.
I know that.
By the way, she came in third, a loser.
But let's stop. Stop. What I was going to say is, I don't think that the American nation, the United States of America, is ready for a woman to be president yet. I just don't think they're ready.
I do. I do. And I think that
I don't.
I do, because
every woman that comes in gets attacked. Everything about her is
welcome
scrutinized.
to politics. Everybody
No. Men are not scrutinized about their personal lives and all that other stuff during the campaign. Oh, Elizabeth Warren did this, she does that. Think about with Hillary. They were going through her emails, talking about everything other than her political.
But they should have went through her.
But they weren't going through work. But they weren't going. They weren't doing it for everybody.
No, but they don't need to do it for everybody. She was.
I just don't think they're ready.
She was the Secretary of State, and she did something that she had a personal server as the Secretary of State. So that's more of a personal situation. Everybody's emails don't need to be gone through. Everybody's not the Secretary of State.
But if you're going to go through the Secretary of State, you need to go through everybody in her office and everybody.
The Republicans did.
If you're going to police them like that, make sure you police everybody on the same standard.
But the only double standard is, that was Trump's biggest thing in 2016. Oh, but her emails. Then Ivanka Trump and her husband Jared Kushner, they did the same thing. They use a little thing called WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is a secure texting app that it will not. I can't go and look at what they're taking. I wouldn't be able to know if they had just an iPhone to do it anyway. But what you saying is a double standard. Excuse me, and they were hard on Hillary Clinton. They were. But that was more. When you say they, the more is Donald Trump. Wasn't the American people? Hillary won the popular vote.
Yeah.
So if he's a beholder, because you just said people aren't ready, but so then why did the American people?
She lost.
Vote for. She won the popular vote.
She lost. She's not the president, but she lost the presidential race.
I'm just saying.
Winning the popular vote is like winning the pretty girl contest.
Nah,
it means nothing.
It means everything. The American people. Wow. It's a voice. The American people voted, and they said resoundingly, even with the emails.
What did you win if you got second place?
If
you get second place, what do you win?
Well,
you get nothing. If you get second place? If me and you are in a foot race, they could tell me all day your outfit was cute, your shoes look nice, but guess what happens when you come in second place? You did not win.
But hold it, and that's part of polarization of politics. You either have a winner or a loser.
That's correct.
And
I'm not arguing that.
But I'm just saying, but that's what you just said.
No,
if you hold
I'm
it,
not
let me
arguing.
get the point out first.
This is what we go through all the time.
But the thing is, and that's Trump talk. I won, you lost, you're a loser. Don't care about the issues, and that's what sucks in politics. That's what I want to see change. It's not that I think Hillary had weakness of her own though also, because Trump pointed out her weaknesses. Was able to capitalize off of.
That's what I was about to say. Capitalize on her weakness.
But in the same breath, if you watch that campaign trail, she hid while Donald Trump went out and did rallies. She didn't go to Michigan. She barely went to California. She won California, but a lot of states that she knew was hard for her to get, or party-based states, Michigan or a Texas that is a swing state, and that you could, a Republican, which means a Republican or a Democrat could pick it up.
Pick it up, right.
Trump was there. So it had something to do with it. We set out and made this woman a dark and dirty and nasty woman, and she's so secretive, and she is this and that and other word. I agree with you on some of those parts, but in the same place, Hillary hid. And she hid, and then she said, too, I got this in the bag. If you look at my Twitter, embarrassingly, I said Hillary Clinton would be the next president.
No,
Hillary would be president 45, and I look like a fool. I don't think so. I think it's a lot of, but if you look at it, it's a lot of things that, again, she could have done that would have turned the tide for her to get those electoral college votes.
In the same token, Elizabeth Warren was a strong front runner. She was strong, but guess what happened? And she's standing out there, still going forward, going back and forth. These are my politics. These are my views. This is how I feel. And guess what happened? She lost her home state.
I don't agree.
So what happened?
I don't agree. Elizabeth Warren is a Democrat socialist. She's borderline, and people don't. And this is the Republicans winning at argument. We don't want a socialist. So I don't necessarily think that the gender really played into. Look at how good she did. But the problem became for Elizabeth Warren.
She did good, but she got third place. And dropped out. So I mean, we back to the pretty shoes.
She's a loser. No, because I think she ran a good campaign. She had a lot more. She had lined up a lot more answers to solutions than Bernie did. She did better at Bernie's policies than Bernie did.
Exactly.
But the problem is Bernie is like a carriover. Bernie is, I didn't win in 2016, so I run again, and this time I'm sure to win. When you do that, you lose. And Elizabeth Warren was able, again, she was able to say, this is how I plan to do Bernie's policies. And she didn't get, she just didn't get the vote.
I know she didn't get the vote.
But that's to say, but
she knows she wasn't going to get the vote, so she dropped it.
She held on longer than, I think Biden would have had a bigger success Super Tuesday than he did if she would have went ahead and dropped out. She knew from Iowa and New Hampshire that she didn't have the votes, which Iowa was a mess, which was the first. It was a mess.
Yep.
But this is what I said last week. The problem with the Democrats is everybody is trying to be a hero. Everybody's trying to look at me. I'm gonna take down Trump. No, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm gonna do it. And look at out of 13, or at one point it was 21 candidates, 22 candidates. They all had the same thing. Nobody said. Well, but the thing is, nobody had an original idea. Democrats' doctrine, or Democrats' Bible is raise taxes. That's our solution to fix our problems. Raise taxes. This will solve this. Raise taxes. Now it's Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. Tax the billionaires. We hate them. We hate you, billionaires. Look at how powerful they are. And I'm not saying to hide from the bully or hide from the money. But if you look at what Bernie Sanders is saying, the billionaires are the enemies. Where is he gonna get the money from? Why would I give you $1 billion? You're saying you're gonna take my money in coming in January? Of course not.
And
Mike Bloomberg, he's worth $60 billion or something like $50 billion. $550 million was nothing.
Time out.
Here,
Time
your
out.
pretty shoes. He's a big loser with heels on. Mini Mike is.
Not with heels.
Trump called him
I like
Mini Mike.
Bloomberg, send me some money.
Okay.
Send me some money.
But
no, for real. The thing with it's a give and take, and I think that's what we're all missing in the campaign. You do have to be able to compromise. It's never going to be one side of the seesaw. That's what Bernie Sanders' downfall is. He wants everybody to fall on this side. We're going to make sure that the poor don't stay poor, and we're trying to move everybody up above the poverty line. But if you pull everybody to this side of the seesaw, what are you going to do? You have to be able to balance a seesaw. It's not a fun ride if you always sitting on the ground.
He's not able to explain how everybody's going to walk around here with $1 million. I mean, I can see where he's going, and I'm hopeful of it.
I am too.
I see where he's at. But when Rachel Maddow asked him, or CBS News asked him,
I know
Republican question of how will you pay for it? Where will the money come? Where are you taking money from to pay for this? And it's, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to talk about that. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing people don't like. Bernie Sanders is an angry old man.
Wow.
And in politics, they call him the get off my lawn. They do. They call him the get off my lawn dad. They do, because he's an angry man. And people, you already got an angry one in the White House. Why do we want more?
Another.
So I want to see facts. I want to see. See your policy straight up, which Elizabeth Warren was great at. Her theme was, I got a plan for that. But
we're not ready.
But I don't agree.
We're not.
I just don't agree with that.
Not ready.
I don't agree because look at the success of Hillary. Look how far Elizabeth Warren has gotten. The only thing that I had a problem with really was Kamala Harris. I was more disappointed that she didn't have the financial backing to continue on. Smart attorney, but guess who attacked her?
Who?
Black people. This is a prosecutor that locked up people. But guess what?
Wait.
But guess what? If people commit crimes, what do you think an attorney will do? What do you think?
But it's not.
This is what I want an answer.
It's not just
on.
that. I think that when you come into a presidential race trying to identify with black people, with the I listen to Migos on the weekend. You're automatically you're gone.
I hate that one.
You're gone. Have a good day.
That was another.
Have a good. But Kamala Harris did that.
But you know what?
Yeah, y'all know I listen to Tupac. Time out, honey.
No, she said. I was in college smoking, listening to Tupac. Yeah. They're like, what?
Right.
That wasn't correct. But that's a point of authenticity.
Let me tell you, no. The problem is with that, because you're trying to.
I got hot sauce in my purse.
That's what I'm saying.
What? But if you don't have, I don't even like hot sauce.
But listen. The thing is, though, when you come in that way, you can't remake your first impression on somebody.
True.
If you're coming in with the phony, girl, I get my hair braided at the same shop you do. Gone. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear it after that.
Correct.
So even if you go to a track record talking about who she may have convicted wrongly, what she may have or might not have done for the black community, nobody wants to hear it because of your first impression. You've already left a bad taste in people's mouths. Yeah. So if you're already lying about something or being inauthentic with it, we don't want to hear it after that.
Right.
So that's why the black community doesn't identify with it. That's why you can't keep going. So a lot of times people don't want to. She wasn't authentic. She wasn't, and people.
And I hated it, but I love her success.
And that's fine. And it's fine that you love it. You know what? That's perfectly fine. But she ain't making no cornbread on Sundays like Granny and them used to do.
She's of course not. But this is something I said last week. You got to pick your bad guy in politics. Everybody.
Of course.
Everybody is going to have a flaw. And I said this for Hillary Clinton. She tried the same thing. She was doing the praise dance and swinging in the church like she was drunk. You have to be authentic. I get that politics is politics. You want to win over a crew. I get it. Whether it's a race or a demographic or a business or a union, you have, hey, I got interest in this because of this. I can relate to you because of it. But when it doesn't come off authentic, I don't want anything to do. That was another downfall of Hillary. Has so many downfalls, though. That is not just.
But let me tell you where Elizabeth Warren messed
ready
up.
For a woman.
Let me tell you where. No. Let me tell you where Elizabeth Warren. First thing, I'm Native American.
We don't want it.
That's over. That's over. You're over. You're over. What are you trying to know? If that's your first statement, your very first statement, I don't care what your ethnicity is, who you identify with, what your sexual orientation is. If the first thing you have to lead out with to identify with a group of people is being a minority, I don't want it.
Well, the thing is, I go in the casino, so does that make me part of the tribe? Hi, how are you? But the thing
I'm saying as a race of people that do not know our exact lineage and or heritage, it's hard for us to identify with somebody that wants to tell us I'm 0.005% Indian. I don't want to do that.
And my thought on that is, in America, a lot of times to succeed you have to scam, and I just think that was her scam. That was her grift.
Yeah, but she got caught. But
to be a success.
You can't lead
as a lawyer. When she was a lawyer practicing law, she was very successful and made. They said that she's talking about billionaires and millionaires, but she made this amount of money over the course of 6 years. They tried to make her look bad. Look at that. This is more of a topic to talk about, Elizabeth Warren. She got us again. She got us again.
Absolutely.
She don't have no feathers on her head, and she got us again. That's what it is. But if I'm telling
don't listen. For whoever's listening to us, do not send me any hate mail. DeMilitarized is on his own.
Send it to me.
Don't tell me how you don't
get my GoFundMe account together. GoFundMe #.org. But the thing of it is, there's so much to get off of because we got to roll.
Yeah, we got to keep going.
But Super Tuesday highlights is Biden did surprisingly good.
I don't think it's a surprise,
it's a huge. They predicted Bernie to take everything, but Rep. Claiborne.
Who's doing these predictions?
It's polls is give or take.
Is Miss Cleo still around? Who did that?
I don't know. She might be over there with Elizabeth Warren with a few feathers.
I just want to say.
But Biden did good. And the other thing I wanted to get on real quick, this will be a 2-second one, but Tulsi Gabbard, why is she still here?
Mm-hmm.
Why is she still here? And a few people on my Facebook is arguing with me about she needs to be in. There doesn't need to be a two-party system. And she does. Tulsi Gabbard, she's representative from Hawaii. She does not have the votes. You give more of a chance for the person that you don't want in the office or to stay in the office or to get in the office a chance. I think they just didn't erase her name off the ballot. She's on Fox every day looking like Storm with the white streak of hair.
You know what?
She'd probably be a better X-Men than presidential candidate. But it drives me insane. And the DNC chair, Tom Perez, he's just sitting there. It took how long to count Iowa's votes? They were flipping quarters to say, I'm with Biden. Nope, now I'm with
they did.
Now I'm with Buttigieg. Now I'm with, it's crazy. And this is why Democrats look like fools. There is no leadership in the DNC. He's got a Tom Perez has got to go, and they are scared because it's Obama's guy. He was from the Obama administration. They are. Obama still holds a lot of weight.
I don't think it's just that. I think that you want to give people the time to make sure. Not Tulsi. I'm not talking about her.
Who? Storm.
Not talking about
Storm
Tulsi.
Gabbard.
What I'm saying is, you want to give people time to grow in the campaign, even though you got a short period of time. But you don't want to kick somebody out before they can possibly. We don't have the time.
We don't have the time.
But that's
again,
about somebody making a decision.
What is this today? March, where are we?
The 8th, I think.
March the 8th, Trump will be the president of the United States for another 4 years right now. Mm-hmm. He will. Mm-hmm. Because the Democrats is not there. The Democrats are not together.
Please go out and vote. If you are listening to my voice.
Please vote.
Please vote.
Vote local. vote national,
vote everywhere,
vote foreign policy,
vote your local elections. If you have a problem, I live in the suburbs. If you have a problem in your local community and government, if you are not voting, you are part of the problem.
Vote for Tulsi Gabbard.
don't vote for her.
Vote for Storm 2020. But the thing about it is, was it Rogue? What's it? But the thing about
Rogue is the one with the streak.
With the streak, I'm sorry, my apologies.
To the
Rogue 2020. But the thing of it is that the Democrats have, you talking about time that they don't have, and it's written, voting is written that the incumbent has the leg up. It's written that way.
Right.
Trump has nobody. He has nobody against him right now. He has no one.
Right.
And I think Representative Walsh from Illinois, who had a few choice words for Obama when he was president, called him a select few names, was part of the Birther movement. Very disrespectful, called him from Kenya, which, to be president of the United States, you have to be born here. But they made it, again, Muslim, you're terrible. Black, you're terrible. Kenyan, you're terrible. Yep. Mm-hmm. And it's just so much. I don't like to do the race game. I don't like to bring up race at everything that I do. My successes, I want to say, come from me and not from me saying, someone help me.
But unfortunately,
but when the time comes,
I don't care how much success you get in this world, I will still be looked at as black. You will still be black.
You still my sister.
Shut up. But then they'll say, that's cute that little black boy did that.
Correct. But
regardless of how much you accomplish.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when the situation fits, though, because you got to look at. See, we don't even have enough time to do everything.
We do this all day.
Let me do this one. But let me do this one real quick, just because. I'm getting older. My train of thought went, but
good. That was not a good thought.
No, but the thing of it is that I got it again. The blurred lines of everything.
Oh yeah.
You walk at the corner and the male person throw the mail at you. You're a racist. Man, I'm black too. Right. Or the cancel culture is what I got into a little bit last week. Is I don't like the way you said that. I want you fired.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
You're right.
But on the flip side of the coin, when is it not enough and more action should be taken? What is the correct course of action that something should be? That's the blurred lines that I'm talking about. I don't think cancel culture is it. Barack Obama mentioned cancel culture.
But it started with everybody getting trophies for just participating and not doing nothing.
Which is silly.
But I'm saying that's where we get, because where do you put the line at then? If everybody's getting a trophy, but you're the best player, guess what happens? Sorry, you still get the same trophy as everybody else because we don't want anybody to feel bad. So that's how we get here.
True. So last thing with presidential election, the Democrat National Convention is July 13th. So that is every state in America would have voted for their Democrat candidate. Trump is winning every state. For Republican, obviously no competition. But the nominee will be announced at the DNC convention in July 13th. Vote, please. If even if you vote for Trump, I would like, and I have a real big thing for it. I think once you are born, you should have a voter's registration. You should have but you should have some sort of, just like you get a driver's license or you get anything else. I want you to have a voter's registration card at birth. I want you to have. I want you to have something,
18. Voter registration.
Well, but I'm just saying, at birth, there should be a way to count everybody's vote. So when you turn 18, hey, you voted, you didn't vote. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people are, well, my person's gonna win anyway. I don't have to vote. Or this is a Democrat state. I don't have to vote.
Yeah.
We just had a Republican governor, Bruce Rauner. He tore up the place. Y'all don't need preschool. You can't relate. That's what the problem becomes.
Y'all not really hungry.
But it's from people, right? But it's from right.
Y'all don't need those food stamps.
Sugar sandwiches. Get over there. But the thing of it,
you all are eating too much anyway.
Right. And I almost said I had to.
Okay.
I had to get I got a tie in my book bag that to put on for professionalism. But the thing of it is when 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, 1 million say, we got it in the bag. Look at Hillary. She had it in the bag, and
No,
she was spilling to her.
She got the pretty outfit and the pretty shoes.
She was spilling to, hey, Hillary,
And
them
she
Hillary
got
suits, baby.
Absolutely nothing.
Ooh, I
She
love
got
them suits. She should sell them at Penny's.
She went right back to her house.
Them the Penny suits. Steve Harvey, my
Come on,
brother,
go on
Michael
to the next,
Strahan got suits.
Go on to the next subject.
Them some Penny suits. JC, Penny. But any place, we don't press on to Rod Blagojevich with
Blago.
everything.
I love Blago.
Everything surrounds Trump. Everything. You like that penny suit? Penny suits, baby. $10 10 suits. But anyway, Rod Blagojevich.
Because ain't nobody going to Penny's. They almost closed.
Easter.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, Granny probably. Never
mind.
But Rod Blagojevich is
Montgomery Ward. Baby.
Oh, you know that's over with. But them in the Llama, that's cancel culture for real. It's over with. But Rod Blagojevich, his sentence was commuted by Trump a couple weeks ago, and it's every week you get a different taste of Blagojevich. And we talked about it earlier, a couple days ago. But he is the perfect Trump before Trump was Trump. He is the celebrity. I want the celebrity.
You think he's gonna run for president?
Who, Blagojevich?
Blago.
I hope not.
Why not?
He's a man. Yeah, I mean, look at what he did with Barack Obama's Senate seat.
That would be awesome.
Okay, but look at what he did with Rod Blagojevich.
It's like a train wreck. I can't stop watching it.
Yeah, then that's what people love.
I love it.
Silver Fox, people love that.
Love it.
But
He used to be black, he's silver now. Right,
but I just look at a couple of things. If you looked at the things that he did with Children's Memorial Hospital, how he strong-armed the president of the hospital, and he said, give my campaign donations or these children won't even get the health care that they need. And I just
kids won't get that penicillin, baby. They
right.
won't.
And the thing is the thing about it is that he ended his sentence, but this is again where I'm not a legal expert. So how much time is enough? He's missed enough of his daughter's life. What is the amount of time that he should serve?
Let me tell you something. That's a double standard with privilege. Because there are plenty of people right now that are behind bars that are missing out on their children's life for a marijuana charge.
Oh, absolutely.
There are plenty of people out there that maybe have stolen $500 worth of items, and they have missed out on 25 plus.
There was a guy that just gotten out. He stole like a candy bar or something. In the 60s, and he spent like 40 years. And it's like, how come the justice system didn't catch up to him and say, man, you stole a Hershey's bar.
Well, think about the guy that just got executed, and the person that they said, his co-defendant said he had nothing to do with it, and they killed him anyway.
Right. Yeah.
The question is, if you're talking about justice, where is justice at in any of those situations? You got somebody that's concerned about their children, and everybody is. I didn't hear anybody saying that with Jesse Jackson and his wife. They said lock both of them up. Lock them up.
But they still got privileged treatment.
They still got
privileged treatment like a goose.
But nobody talked about
Jesse Jackson Jr. is making, guess how much? $185,000 a year. So privilege, please.
But they said,
guess what? I'm bipolar. That's what he said. I don't wear socks with my shoes.
There's nothing funny
so
about
he came up. If he had one, it wouldn't be.
I digress.
Yeah, you gotta. Can we please talk about Jesse Jackson Jr. wearing gaiters with no socks on and still have privilege and buying? Crazy, he's crazy. Because now you got to go back to it. This man, you have $200,000. You go buy Michael Jackson memorabilia. Maybe he is sick.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Y'all just ignore the signs because we used to
people are crazy, but this is it. People with privilege are crazy. That's what it is.
No, not all of them. Some of them really crazy.
If you go and buying big monkeys and Michael Jackson
go
stuff.
on to your next topic.
But anyway, we still talking about Blagojevich though. But I just want the answer to.
Oh, I did get a comment. I got a comment. We must work together to get Trump out of office. The damage we're doing a second term to the poor. Oh, I know that we're just the working poor. Everybody is poor except for that 1% of the population that has all the money.
Bernie Sanders, is that you? Billionaires are terrible. He's like, get off my lawn. But The thing with but the thing with
Still
Blagojevich
get
though
off
is how much is enough time for him to serve for the crimes that he committed when he said he called himself a Trumpocrat, which I don't know what that means. Is that a celebrity Republican that rules don't matter to me?
That's what it is. That's
But
exactly what it is.
but you sit and you say he got 15 years is a lot for an attempt at anything.
Yeah,
Unless anything other than murder, I'll say, hang on.
Wait a
Anything
minute.
other than attempted murder. He attempted to sell a seat, and then even Roland Burris was the temporary junior senator of Illinois for whatever time. They have FBI tapes on him.
Well, listen, but you saying 15 years? 15 years is also a lot of time for the people that sat in jail under Ed Burke. No, not Ed Burke. What's his name? The guy that they just convicted. They were beating him in the police station.
Oh,
Him
you're
all
talking
over.
about the guy. He's
What's
dead.
his name?
What's his name? Superintendent.
I can't think
Wow,
of his
I
name.
can see his face. Him
You know what I'm talking
going
about,
with
but I'm
the
thinking
long
about Ed
jacket.
Burke with the scams too. All these scams.
Another one, and that's what I talked about last week was term limits. Ed Burke should not be there that long.
Well,
Mike Madigan should not be there that long. They have too much power. It's too long.
But who's gonna? Well,
That's what my point last week was: vote, pay attention. People that don't vote, I want them to vote. People that do vote, I want you to pay attention to the people that you give in the power. Don't vote and say, good luck, Lori Lightfoot, I love you, baby. Keep the afro.
But you know what though, the problem, but the problem is, no one wants to listen past what they want. So if I'm talking about my student loans, which y'all better vote for whoever go, cause Sally Mae, they gonna have to catch me.
Bernie.
But to think about the amount of debt that we are in just for educating ourselves, and I'm very educated, but to think of
That's
that,
terrible.
it's
That mirrors
ridiculous. You can't even buy the amount of loans that I would pay could build me a house.
And it's terrible, and it mirrors.
But nobody.
healthcare.
But once they stop talking about student loans, we go back to, oh well, they're not talking about giving us no more money on these food stamps. And I don't
Trump's cutting the food stamps out too.
He is cutting that.
He's making it strict, which I'm kind of with it. He makes it strict because again, you have to look at black people get upset when Trump is cutting the food stamps, but that's as I say, the big population of food stamps is white people.
That's right.
It's Caucasian American.
I'm sorry.
But
I digress.
We keep drifting.
We do.
From
We do.
I'm
I'm
just
sorry.
want to focus your attention on Blagojevich.
Go ahead. Blago.
Not to
Back to Blago. I love Blago.
But again, the question is, how much is enough time for what this man has done when your dad is the one that your dad-in-law is the one that went to the FBI?
But you also have to go
look
back
at
through
me.
the cases. You have to go back through the cases for how many other thousands of people, and it might be hundreds of thousands of people that are wrongly convicted.
But I get you keep going to that. But I'm just talking about Rod. I get it. I get that. But I'm asking again. Rod Blagojevich, how much for this?
I don't know how do you equate
That's what my question is, because you got people that are outraged and stand in front of his house and TV newspaper. It's a big spectacle. It's a circus.
But that's what people like.
Yeah.
That's what people like.
I guess. My thing was, now his law license is up for grabs. He at first he didn't go to the hearing. And now he's interested in keeping it, and it's just why? It's just for TV. His attorney said he shouldn't be there at the hearing.
But he's getting money for doing $100 messages or something. You want one for your birthday? He's coming up.
Just give me the $100 now. Just give me the $100. Or you can put on a silver wig and pretend to be. Blagojevich would be fun. Give me 50. Give me $50.
Let me see. He say, "Hey, Stacey, student loans need to be reformed." That's what I was just talking about. Interest upon interest capitalization. Hopefully, Stacey, I hope you, if anybody does have student loans, I hope that you all receive, vote, and you can also get a forgiveness that there's loan forgiveness. If you're not satisfied, hopefully it'll be soon. We'll hear something because I ain't paying.
Well, but the Secretary of Education,
I ain't got it.
The Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos,
is
terrible.
Is she a part of the Bill DeVos?
No,
that's not nobody's cousin.
I don't think she would have enough rhythm to do it, but to make it. But if you look at her brother, who was
I can't wait to see my comment.
If you look at Betsy DeVos talking about education real quick, he is part of another thing of corruption with what is it called? War techniques or war tacticians. He started a rip-off business where he went overseas and sold American-style military secrets and gained millions of dollars on it. Millions of dollars. It's like, I believe it's called Blackwater. It was a podcast on Vox.
Okay.
And it's just, look at get your scam on is how you have success in America.
Okay.
Get your scam.
I'll see you next time.
But real quick, but Betsy DeVos, she's destroying the education system.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even more, and it needed help. It needed help with Obama though. But even when they had Obama's Arnie Duncan was in there. This system still needs help. And so many things, which is education and healthcare, so many things need.
I could talk about that all day. Healthcare.
Yeah, but it's so many things that you can't just say the Bernie, free for everybody, go. It's so many things that are intricate in it, and you know that. So many things that are intricate, and even immigration. People say, let them in, don't do it, build a wall, put up an umbrella. But you, they're $20 to rent. But anyway,
come on.
but you look at immigration and healthcare, and so many people in politics, so many citizens of America are on the issue, but don't want to intricately fix the system.
Correct.
Immigration should be fixed. I mean, this is compared to if I go to the DMV and it's my birthday and I had to look miserable to get my ID. How come y'all don't have, and again, in real time, how come there's not a place where I can type in my stuff and say, hey, let me get my driver's license? How come the government isn't efficient enough to do it? Same thing when you look at...
because I was in there 3 hours renewing that.
It's crazy.
3 hours.
But you look at those things and the government isn't improving. This is what you get. See you later.
Yep.
Goodbye.
That's it.
But it's the same thing with healthcare.
Yep.
What Obamacare attempted to do was a universal health care, and that is I don't care. Well, I do care. Let me not say that. I see the success in him having higher premiums, but he was able to achieve what Bill Clinton couldn't do, and he got a form of universal health care in America. That is an accomplishment.
For them to repeal. Go ahead to the next time.
But it's too many things. But anyway, so trending topic, we want to talk about the Chicago police shooting that happened in the, so it's not funny, Valerie.
It's not. It's really
the Chicago police shooting that happened in the Red Line subway. This was last week. And I mean, so many things. So you get a video that patron from the bus, a couple people took videos, and of course it went live and it went viral and the news reported on it. But so basically in the video, it shows the officers tussling with the guy on the ground. They were called in because he was hopping trains, which is illegal. And they called him and say, hey, he's hopping trains while the train is moving, or whatever the case is, it's illegal. So the police come onto the scene and they're trying to contain him, or trying to at least contain him to talk to him about, he's positively...
Poorly tried to contain him, but go ahead.
I don't know what happened there. But...
you know what happened because you saw it.
But they dropped the charges.
Yep.
All of them.
Yep.
And...
Yep. They fired both of them.
Well, they didn't fire them yet. They are their police powers are suspended. They have to go through due process. They have to go through.
Fired.
Don't say it yet. You got to go through civilian accountability and everything.
I don't have any affiliation. Just in case the Chicago Police Department wants to reach out to me, I do not have any affiliation with anybody. But I don't know if it's really gonna happen. But I know what the writing on the wall looks like. They fired.
And it's a lot of law enforcement on my Facebook is our cousin included, which is you are resisting arrest.
Yep. Very much so.
Battery to the police.
Yep.
And then I read the report that the CPD wrote, and it said this is what he had on him: a Planters peanut jar with a blue lid, suspected cannabis; one Planters jar with an orange lid, suspected cannabis; 2 large clear plastic Ziploc bags, individually wrapped, containing suspected cannabis; 2 black plastic containers, each suspected cannabis; 1 digital scale, and an unknown amount of empty bags. And then it continues to say he has suspected cocaine.
I figured that.
Okay, so and this is in his. This is reported in his left inner jacket pocket. This is reported from the CWB Chicago. So, and they're pretty good on their stuff. And he also had a non-serviceable warrant. But I just think when you get the media involved and they judge a situation that you don't have the facts, I just think it's an embarrassment for Chicago police to say no charges.
Yeah.
And it's where, and then here goes the muddy waters, the line drawn of how much should the mayor be involved, and then when the mayor's not involved, she's blamed or he's blamed.
Because you can't win.
You can't. And but what happened to the day? Well, that's not a good example. I was going to say what happened to the days of OJ, but people were screaming at the top of their lungs then too.
Please don't say OJ.
he's getting ready for the coronavirus. OJ, he had a big cart.
Love him.
But
love OJ too.
But when you don't have all the facts, and you look at being a police officer on the street is a hard job. You are in an area of a space where you cannot control everything. You got to cross your toes, your gun, your feet, and everything, and hope it works out for the best. So there is no training that will give you a control on everything around you. It's not.
However, my point, and we were talking about this, not in here. My point is, those two police officers, number one, were not physically fit. I understand he was overpowering them, but he was beating one of them with the other one. And that's just crazy.
The Carl Winslow. And feet were kicking like he was doing a swimming lesson.
So what I'm saying is, when you have people out patrolling, shouldn't they be in the best physical shape to be able, not saying that you're going to be able to contain everyone, but that was ridiculous. Like, they didn't have, it's almost like they didn't have any combat training or know how to deal with a difficult situation.
It's more of a panic. We have lost control, and it's a panic.
If the police are panicking, how are they protecting me?
Ma'am, they out here. I'm just, no, because my thing is, and I don't necessarily agree with physically fit, but it is about decision making. You are there. Look at if you would have they protested in the streets and in the subway. They laid on that nasty ground to make a statement.
Shot in the seat. This is my problem. People are getting shot in the back, running away from the police. But here we have two people fighting down in the subway with not enough backup. And then, on top of that, somebody looks like they don't know what they're supposed to be doing in a two-man situation.
She shot him in the back, too. She shot him in the back, and she shot him in the back of the escalator.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But this is what my point is of decision-making, though.
But listen, though. Both of them were trying to attack. They're trying to get him under control instead of someone saying, wait, let me step back and assess the situation because you don't have time to. But the officer on the ground could have got severely injured.
Yeah, but you saying let's stop and assess is
not stop and assess. You got to do that on your feet. And how did you get that job if you can't think on your feet?
But that's what I said. Not about physically fit. It's about decision making.
That's critical thinking.
It's decision making, and what are we gonna do here, now, and later on?
Okay.
Y'all still, the end result was they still didn't get him, and the officers weren't on the same page.
And they still shot him in the back, and you still not thinking about your pension. You not thinking about nothing.
Well, in the situation, you think I want to stay alive and not about a pension, but
they couldn't have been thinking about that because they didn't do nothing right.
I just don't think that them paired together. I just don't think that they were on the same page. He's hollering, shoot him, while she is calling for backup and going, no.
Swept by his legs, by the man.
And then if you paid attention to the hands, he had half the cuff.
That's
which is a what? I mean, there's so many things, but again, it's bad decision making because of her. It's bad decision making because of her, the timing that she shot. I'm not saying I'm gonna, go shoot somebody today.
I don't know if they had out the pepper spray. I couldn't tell from the video.
They sprayed him. He was rinsing his ass. Listen. I mean, it's such a crazy.
So the pepper spray, I think they even tased him.
They did everything. They had the lanyards going down the subway. It was such a crazy scene.
It was. So do you So what do you do to prevent that in the future? Do you retrain them, or do you put them behind the desk and let them write their paperwork?
Ain't gonna solve it.
Or do you let them write their paperwork?
Well, she should be looking for a different style of employment.
Okay.
She may want to try New Orleans. I hear the officers have fun down. They have fun down there. They have beignets and powdered sugar and stuff. Maybe
but they do their job though.
But
maybe you want to go to the next.
It may be a good time, but no. But my thing. But I just want to make the point of that is CPD is training. Training is not the solvent.
But you can't have officers out here scared, black, white, or indifferent.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't take the job
because scared people get hurt.
Or
hurt other people. But that's what I'm saying. What are you all going through to make sure, number one, that you're still able to think as if you're in these situations? Because that's something that if he was jumping the turnstiles and stuff like that, obviously it took him a minute to catch him. And then when they got downstairs, how did y'all? Yeah. I want to see the video up until they got down on the ground, because by the time you're on the ground, you've already lost.
But that's what
he already lost. Let me say him. He already lost.
Well, not really, because if you had two good officers, your goal is to get those hands. And that's what it is. So being down on the ground is fantastic. Being upright and moving around is
he had 4 hands.
Well, no, he didn't. He had 2, because the girl her hand was on her microphone for the daggone radio. Okay. And but anyway, the officers of Chicago Police, I hope you do a better job. I hope you stay safe.
And for the ones that are doing their job, good job.
The decision making, though, across the country has to be better.
Yeah.
And if it's a tough one for you to contain and control the situation, I hate to say it, but just leave this. I mean, find something else to do. Yeah. It's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
But I want to see what happened. But my prediction is they will let her go after this. I don't think they'll let the guy go. He didn't shoot. They'll probably get him suspended on a few things. But did you want to get into? You had 9 minutes to talk about hair discrimination. Did you
yeah. So.
But let me open it up. And this is just something that made me mad that I watched. So I don't know if you've seen the boy that and I can't find his name, DeAndre Arnold out of Texas. They told him that he couldn't graduate and get his diploma because his hair was too long. Their rules said that it could not be down past the ears and all of these things. Have a strict policy. He was not able to graduate. Well, they were going to give him his diploma. He
they wouldn't let him walk in the ceremony.
Right. And so, and this is the thing I have a problem with the media is, so he went on Ellen. He went to the Oscars, I think, because of what's his name with Hair Love. He was up for a thing, and you know, coincidentally at the time. But my thing is just, I don't want a prize for racial discrimination amongst hair.
Correct.
I don't want to go to the Oscars and you're telling me my hair is incorrect.
I wanted to walk in the graduation ceremony with mine.
But I would like to see a town hall on, not necessarily true, this is in my speaking, but of a white guy with a ponytail. And you say, can he not walk across the stage? I don't know the makeup of that area. This was in Mount Clair, Texas, Mount Bellevue, Texas, small town Texas. But I don't know the makeup of that area, but it's just frustrated me now. I don't have dreadlocks. I'm not a personal fan of dreadlocks, but I don't want to tell somebody else how to wear their hair. It upsets me, and I try not to curse here, but it upsets me because why do you care? Is my hair harming you? Now, sanitation-wise, okay. If it's not sanitary, we got a problem. I don't want nets and all that stuff. What was that, Charlie Brown? I want the pig pen. I want pig pen around me with nets and ticks and stuff flying on. Who wants that? But if it's a hairstyle that's not offensive, that doesn't have hate speech in it, that is not slapping somebody in the face when you turn in your head, which is, like Waka Waka Frame thing, but if it's not a harm to anybody else, why are you that in control of somebody's hair? And it's a long history of the way black people wear their hair.
Well, and this is what I was going to say to that. As far as being on your local school boards, these are the times before graduation.
Oh, yeah, that's right, you are on the school.
And, these are the times when people need to look at the policies and procedures and be at those school board meetings so that you can voice your opinions.
I don't care until it matters to
That's
me.
what you are absolutely right.
I don't care. Ooh, my kid can't do what? Now I'm here and I'm mad and I'm not listening. Now I'm not listening. I'm at the meeting. Now I'm not listening.
So that's something I think you had down that they've had in place for 30 plus years.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, you start to think, I mean, now we have to stop being reactive and be proactive. If you're unaware of some of these things, our kids have the ability and the, I guess, the authority to wear their hair however they want to. I.e., my son has long hair, but I would be very pissed if somebody told me that he could not graduate, because that has nothing to do with him academically. And it would not be him going to Ellen and walking the red carpet, because that's not going to change the fact that I did not see him during the ceremony.
DVD, Blu-ray. I was on Ellen,
but you didn't get to shake anybody's hand when your degree or diploma was conferred.
Right.
You're not going to have that. You're going to miss that whole experience.
Circumstance.
Not saying
Symbolism.
that he won't have that again, but you missed one of the major ones. It's 8th grade, high school, college, and so on and so forth. You don't want to miss that one because of your hair. That's crazy. The other thing is, a lot of people are discriminated at work because of their hair policies, i.e. black people. So come in with your long braids, which I have right now. They're very long, but they're not affecting me doing my job. They do not have anything to do with what I do with my hands. I don't have to wipe your face with my hair. I don't have to touch you with my hair.
But here goes another one, though. Look at the one, the wrestler. He had to cut his hair at the match to continue wrestling.
That's crazy.
And I just think it's a mess.
Crazy.
He made all the way up to a championship match, and y'all just now discovered that his hair was in dreadlocks. It doesn't make sense. It's an embarrassment.
And it's a form of discrimination.
I don't know if they sued for it, but it's an embarrassment and he won the match, by the way, but it's an embarrassment amongst your family and yourself. You are humiliated in front of your peers, in front of a match that's going to take place in 2 minutes. Y'all didn't know that beforehand?
Yeah, and then stand there and have his hair cut with scissors.
Why do that? And then he looked even more of a mess with the haircut. I mean, he looked like a ravaging, maniac with the hair cut sawed up like that.
But then what happens then? You get the oh, he's a savage. That's why he looks.
And
like
then they had another one. This is the last thing, but they had another one went all the way up to the appellate court down south, where Catastrophe Management Solutions refused to hire somebody with dreadlocks, and they said they tend to get messy. This is a comment from the human resource manager of Catastrophe Management, and it's insane to stop somebody from a job for something that could potentially hair could cause a threat.
But I can dye my hair purple and be
right. It is insane. It's insane to me. But pay attention to what matters to you. Pay attention to policies. Vote. Pay attention to power once you give people the power. Pay attention to this election. The next 4 years is very important. Supreme Court justices, judges on the federal level will have these spots for the next 20 plus years. Pay attention.
Yeah.
The state of Chicago is in, rich over here, poor over there. Pay attention. You can change it.
The policies that affect you locally, you can change those. You just have to be able to have your voice heard and stop waiting on everybody else to give you what you need, because nobody cares about you but you.
But pay attention to the election. Follow me, Facebook, Delmonico _Shy. Follow me on Twitter. I am Delmonico. That's DELMONACO. Did you have anybody that you
I'm not. Don't follow me on Facebook, because I don't have one of those for y'all to follow, for y'all to send me all that crazy stuff. But I will make one. Hopefully I'll be back on here. I appreciate you having me. These are dining room conversations for us.
Yeah. But thank you. I'll see you guys next Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody that listened this Sunday. I appreciate it. Enjoy your families. Love everybody. Love each other.
Something today. Invite us home.
Have a good Sunday. See you later. This is good.